There was a man whom no one could ignore. Narcissus did not enter a place. He claimed it, without effort, without intention. Beauty clung to him like light clings to the sun. Faces turned before they even knew why. Conversations faltered. Hearts made quiet, dangerous decisions in his presence. But Narcissus never noticed. Or worse, he noticed and did not care. Voices reached for him, soft, trembling, hopeful. He left them unanswered. Hands reached for him, desperate, yearning. He pulled away. Not out of cruelty, not entirely, but out of something colder, something emptier. A quiet certainty that nothing offered to him could ever truly matter. Among those who watched him was Echo. She had once been more than a whisper. Once, she had spoken freely, her voice her own. But a punishment had reduced her to fragments. She could only repeat what others said, never speak first, never shape her own meaning. And still, she loved him. She followed him through forests and valleys, unseen but always near, waiting, hoping, clinging to the smallest chance that he might turn, might notice, might choose her. One day he did. "Who's there?" Narcissus called into the quiet woods. "There," Echo answered, her voice returning his own. He frowned, stepping deeper into the trees. "Come to me." To me. Hope surged through her. She stepped forward at last, arms open, heart unguarded, and for a moment time seemed to hold its breath. Then Narcissus saw her. Not truly saw, just enough. Enough to reject. "Stay away from me," he said, his voice sharp with sudden disdain. "I would rather die than let you love me." "Love me," her voice echoed back, breaking as it returned to her. And that was the end of her. Not in body, not at first, but something within her collapsed inward, folding into silence. She fled into the wilderness, where no one would see her, no one would hear her, until all that remained of Echo was the sound of others. A voice without a self, a presence without a body. And Narcissus walked on, untouched. But the world had been watching. There are forces that do not act quickly, but when they do not miss. Nemesis heard. The quiet cruelty, the empty rejection, the pattern of a man who took admiration as his right and gave nothing in return. And so, she chose not to punish him with pain. She chose something far more precise. One day, Narcissus wandered alone, as he often did. The forest opened into a clearing where a pool lay still as glass, untouched by wind or ripple. He was thirsty. He knelt. And then, he saw it. A face. Perfect. Unfamiliar, yet deeply known. Every line, every curve, every detail held a kind of impossible symmetry. It did not look back at him as others did, with desire, with need, but with something purer, something equal. For the first time in his life, Narcissus stopped. He leaned closer. The face leaned closer. His breath caught. He smiled, slowly, and the face smiled back. Something shifted, something irreversible. He reached out, just slightly. The water trembled, the face shattered, gone. Narcissus froze. No, he waited. The surface stilled again, and there it was, unharmed, untouched, waiting. Relief flooded him, quickly replaced by something deeper. Hunger, not of the body, but of the soul. A need to stay, to watch, to understand what had just taken hold of him. He returned the next day, and the next, and then. He never really left. Time began to loosen its grip. The world beyond the pool faded into something distant, irrelevant. Hunger came, he ignored it. Thirst returned, he forgot it. Sleep threatened, he resisted it. Because every time he looked away, he lost him. And every time he looked back, he found him again. Perfect, untouched, waiting. He spoke to the reflection, softly at first, then desperately. "Why won't you come closer?" he whispered. The lips moved, but no answer came. "Do you love me?" Silence. But the eyes held him, and that was enough. He laughed sometimes, quiet, breathless laughter. Other times, he wept. Not from sadness, but from the unbearable intensity of it all, to want something so completely and never be able to touch it. Still, he tried. Again and again, he reached for the face, and every time, it broke, it vanished. It abandoned him for just a moment before returning as flawless as before. It was enough to keep him there. It was enough to keep him trapped. Days passed, or weeks, or longer. His body began to change. The strength in his limbs faded, his skin lost its warmth. His reflection, once vibrant, began to show something else, something thinner, weaker. But Narcissus did not see decay. He saw only beauty, and he loved it more with every passing moment. "I can't leave you," he murmured, his voice barely more than air. "I won't." The reflection said nothing, but it stayed, and so did he, until staying became impossible. One final time, he leaned forward, not to touch, not to disturb, just to be closer. just to exist within that perfect, silent connection. His breath slowed, his body stilled, and without realizing it, he disappeared. The pool remained, calm, untouched. But where Narcissus had been, something else began to grow. A flower, delicate, pale, bowed forever toward the water, as if still searching, still longing, still trapped in that final, endless gaze. And if you look closely, you might still see him, not as he was, but as he became. A man who fell in love and never came back.